First up on the list is Japan's Michael Leach. Japan's leader, their guts in the pack, is led by one-man Leach. Leach has spent most of his playing career in the Super Rugby, the Chiefs and Sunwolves, following a spell at Toshiba Brave Lupus. An experienced man with nearly 70 caps to his name, his international debut came back in 2008 and he quickly established himself in the side. A man of the match performance against Tonga back in the 2011 World Cup, sealing the approval. Never afraid to carry or do the dirty work, he very much goes about his business under the radar. It could be his final World Cup outing aged 30, but he'll give his all even if Japan crash out of their own championship. The second player to watch at this tournament is Russia's Vladimir Ostushko. The powerful wing centre has been at the heart of the Russian attacks for over a decade. He has scored 25 tries in 47 tests, 2 of which came against Italy and Australia in New Zealand in 2011. With plenty of experience under his belt, he'll lead by example and cause the so-called smaller nations trouble, maybe even the top dogs too. He's played all his domestic rugby within Russia, so he won't have much scouting done on him and will add a cutting-edge thrill to the Russian attack. The next player to watch out for is Johnny Vailey, the Samoan. He's represented his country in the 7th Circuit prior to his call-up to the full 15 game. Vailey's made a name for himself as a potent finisher. Within the top 10 try scores on the 7th Circuit last season, he'll no doubt prove a dangerous man to the opposition. Despite his leanness for a man standing nearly 2 metres tall, he maintains an agility and offloading game that'll keep the Samoan attack going. Tyler Ardron from Canada is next on the list. Known to Northern Hemisphere fans for his spell at the Ospreys, his latest trade has been plied in Super Rugby with the Chiefs. An uncompromising back row forward that loves to carry and does so capably. Breaking the gain line and out-muscling defenders is his forte. His experience of playing at a World Cup will no doubt come in handy for a side who have never missed out on World Cup qualification. We head to Africa for the next player, not South Africa, but Namibia. Johan Diesel comes into this team. Namibia may fall short in the bookies at 7,500 to 1, but they don't fall short in power when it comes to Diesel. Leading the attack at centre, he can be remembered for scoring their only try against the All Blacks in the 2015 World Cup. He's the spark in their attack and doesn't mind if he has to go over or around. A name well known maybe to English fans, it is Livewire Sonatane Tukalua, who plays for Newcastle, and despite their relegation from the Gallagher Premiership, he is a direct scrum half who mixes it up. A quicker delivery of the ball, equally at ease, running it in close quarters as he is chipping it into space. If he can get enough clean ball from his forwards, then Tonga have a chance to pose a threat to USA, France and Argentina within their pool. He'll be one of the key Tongan players of the Japan Rugby World. Next up on the list is Joe Taufete'e of the USA. The 26-year-old hooker came into the light of professional rugby when he signed for English side Worcester Warriors in 2016. A mobile hooker who holds the US set piece together is definitely someone American fans will want to see have a good World Cup and remain fit throughout. Known for his try-scoring ability, he has 20 tries in just 22 tests, just 4 short of the national record. Despite his mobility, he can also mix it up in the tight and isn't afraid to get stuck in when the going gets tough. Semi Radradra will be one of the most recognisable names on this list. The former Fiji and Australia Rugby League international has hosted his senior union career in France with Toulon and Bordeaux. Famed for scoring within 62 seconds into his Toulon debut, and was then selected for the Barbarians against England in 2018. His elongated muscular frame allows him to carry the ball seamlessly in one hand, drawing in multiple defenders to ensure the attack is nullified. One of Fiji's many danger men, but could prove vital in the works when it gets to synchronising their attack. Next up on the list is Mikhail Narishvili. The Georgian is a fantastic loosehead prop, but he didn't appear in this year's Rugby Europe Championship, as the Georgian coach is elected to blood some youth into their squad, but rest assured, this man is their starting loosehead. With over 130 appearances for Montpellier in the French top 14, he has bags of experience, and there's a reason England called in Georgia for some scrum practice because of men like Narishvili. A key man in the Georgian scrum that were number 1 back in 2015. He'll be looking to emulate that feat once again at the Japan Rugby World Cup. Finally, and certainly not least, is Santiago Arata. He'll be 23 by the start of the World Cup, but what a promising talent he is for Uruguay. A pinpoint accurate pass and darting run makes him one of the deadliest scrum halves in the Southern Hemisphere. He looked to excite fans and trouble the opposition as Uruguay looked to add to their 2 previous World Cup wins in 11 previous encounters. He can and will create something out of nothing. Just ask Major League Rugby followers where he plays for Houston Sabercats. So there we go, those are my top 10 Tier 2 Nations players to watch at this year's Rugby World Cup. Thank you very much to Rob's Rugby who wrote this article. Do go check him out, link in the description, and I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon here on BIS Rugby.